The humid Savannah air felt particularly heavy on that Tuesday morning, just 3 days after what I truly believed was the perfect wedding ceremony. My name is Claire, and I woke up slowly next to Ethan, watching him sleep with the quiet, undisturbed peace of a man who had no dark secrets to hide. We were staying in the charming house I inherited from my Aunt Rose's beautiful home, with a large porch that I had recently remodeled. As I stood in the kitchen making coffee, the house still had that wonderful, newlywed smell of fresh flowers and expensive gifts. My phone suddenly buzzed on the counter with an unknown local number. It was Mrs. Gable from the Oaks, the high-end venue where we had held our small, intimate reception for 50 guests just days before. Her voice sounded tight and nervous, unlike the cheerful manager who had helped me pick out the lilies. "Claire, I need to speak with you regarding a very delicate matter," Mrs. Gable said, her voice dropping to a whisper. "Our technician was reviewing the security footage last night due to a minor glitch during your event. We found a recording that you absolutely need to see in person. Please, come alone today. Do not mention this to Ethan yet." My stomach twisted into a cold knot of anxiety. What could possibly be on those tapes? I arrived at the clubhouse at 2 in the afternoon. The parking lot deserted under the ancient oaks and Spanish moss. Mrs. Gable led me quickly to a small, cluttered office in the back of the building. "Claire, I debated whether to show you this, but you have every right to know the truth," she whispered, turning the monitor toward me. The screen flickered to a grainy black and white feed from a storage room in the back. The timestamp on the screen read 10:17 p.m. on the night of my wedding. The door opened and Isabella, my maid of honor and best friend since college, stepped inside. She was checking behind her, her emerald dress shimmering in the low light of the room. Seconds later, a man followed her. It was Ethan, my husband of less than 6 hours. He closed the door firmly and the audio kicked in. I felt the air leave my lungs as I watched them. "I thought I wouldn't be able to hold it together all night," Isabella said on the tape, her voice dripping with a desperate longing. Ethan pulled her toward him, whispering, "Quiet now, it's almost over. Everything is going exactly as we planned." They kissed, not a polite peck, but a deep, passionate embrace that made me feel like I was being physically stabbed. They looked like lovers who had been together for a very long time. Isabella pulled back her forehead against his. "How much longer do we have to pretend?" she asked. Ethan's response was cold and calculated. "Only until she transfers the family house to my name. I'm already working on it. She's too naive. She signed the papers without a second thought, and then we sell it and disappear together." I sat there in the dark office, clutching a USB drive, realizing my entire relationship was a lie. I left the clubhouse in a state of total shock, the USB drive feeling heavy in my palm. I didn't go home. I couldn't look at Ethan without seeing the predator he truly was. Instead, I drove to my parents' small apartment across town. My father and mother had always taught me to see the good in people. To see that trust weaponized against me was a pain I couldn't describe. We sat in their living room and watched the footage together. My father's jaw was tight, his fists clenched as Ethan's voice filled the room, calling me an idiot who fell for his flowers and compliments. "I'll kill that bastard," my father growled, but I held up a hand. The initial agony was already hardening into something cold and sharp. Rage. "No, Dad. If I confront him now, he'll just lie and manipulate me again," I said. I wanted everyone to see exactly who Ethan and Isabella were. I began to formulate a plan for the upcoming Saturday. I would organize a special thank you luncheon at the same venue. I would invite everyone, our families, co-workers, and of course, Isabella. My mother helped me draft the invitations. "Ethan and I want to express our gratitude for your presence at our wedding with a special meal. Same place, Saturday at noon." Isabella responded within 5 minutes with many heart emojis. When I returned home that evening, Ethan was sitting on the sofa. I forced a smile that felt like broken glass in my mouth. I was at my parents'. Mom wasn't feeling well. I lied smoothly. He stood up to kiss me, and I had to use every ounce of my willpower not to recoil in disgust. I told him about the luncheon idea, and though he seemed hesitant, he eventually agreed so as not to appear rude to our guests or my family. I spent the next few days playing the part of the devoted, happy wife while my father and Mrs. Gable prepared the equipment for the projection. On Friday night, Ethan finally tried his move. "Claire, I was thinking about the house deed. It's important for our security that we put it in both our names," he said with that soft, deceptive voice. If I hadn't seen the tape, I would have thought he was being romantic and thoughtful. "Let me think about it," I replied neutrally, keeping my face calm. I saw a shadow of irritation cross his face. His carefully laid trap was stalling. I went to the bedroom and lay there, staring at the ceiling, knowing that by this time tomorrow, the man next to me would be nothing but a memory. Saturday arrived, and I dressed with calculated serenity. The guests gathered at the Oaks, and Isabella arrived last, wearing a bold dress. Isabella hugged me, calling me the best, while Ethan exchanged a quick, secret look with her that didn't escape me this time. Everyone was eating and laughing, oblivious to the storm about to break. At 1:30 p.m., I stood in the center of the room near the projector screen. "Ethan and I want to thank you all again," I began, my voice steady. "And to make this more special, I've prepared a surprise video of our special day." Mrs. Gable dimmed the lights, and the grainy image of the storage room appeared on the large screen. The murmurs died down instantly as the audio filled the hall. The room erupted in gasps when Ethan and Isabella were seen kissing passionately. Isabella jumped up, knocking her chair over, shrieking, "Claire, I can explain!" My father stood firmly, his voice cutting through. "Sit down and watch until the very end of the tape." Ethan sat frozen, his face pale as his own voice echoed through the club, admitting he was only after my house because I was too naive. Ethan's mother stood up and slapped him across the face, a sound that echoed like a gunshot. "I didn't raise you to be this way," she cried. His friends began to leave one by one, looking at him with pure repulsion. Ethan tried to approach me, but I stepped back with a cold look. "A mistake is forgetting an appointment, Ethan. You planned this. You faked love to steal my home," I said firmly. I took off my wedding ring and placed it in his hand, closing his fingers around it. "It means nothing." It never did. I turned to Isabella, whose makeup was ruined by tears. "Our friendship is over. You used our history to conspire against me. Never look at me again." My father gave Ethan an hour to leave. When I arrived home with my parents, Ethan's car was already gone from the driveway. He had cleared out his closet, leaving only a handwritten note on the bed claiming that he started to feel something real. I crumpled it up and threw it in the trash. He was a liar until the very end. My father stayed the night to make sure I was safe, and the locks were changed by Sunday morning. Support began flooding in from everyone. My coworkers, my cousins, and even some of Ethan's friends sent messages of support. Jack, a friend of Ethan's I'd always found kind, sent a message, "Claire, you were incredible. You deserve so much better than that garbage. If you need anything, I'm here." Even Isabella sent a long, groveling apology, claiming she would carry this guilt forever. I deleted it without responding. The divorce was surprisingly swift and easy. Ethan's own mother was so ashamed of her son that she hired a high-end lawyer for me and insisted on paying all the legal fees herself. With the security footage as evidence of moral fraud, Ethan had no legal grounds to claim any part of my inheritance. He signed the papers quietly, likely knowing that a public fight would only further destroy him. I took my wedding ring to a pawn shop and got $300. I bought new history books for my classroom with that money. It felt poetic, turning a symbol of empty promises into something that would help my students. I was no longer the naive Claire they laughed at. I was stronger, and for the first time in 18 months, I felt like I was standing on solid ground. 3 months later, I ran into Jack at a local farmer's market. He was as sincere as his messages suggested. Jack asked me for a coffee, but I was honest with him. "Jack, I'm still recovering from all this. I'm not ready for anything yet." He smiled and told me he understood perfectly, but that when I was ready, he'd love to get to know the real mean, no lies. It was a refreshing change from Ethan's overblown affection. 6 months passed before I finally agreed to that coffee. We talked for hours about life, dreams, and fears. Jack was transparent and didn't make grand, empty promises. We started seeing each other slowly, with no pressure. When he finally saw my house, he didn't mention deeds. He just said, "Your home is beautiful, Claire. You can feel the love you've put into it." My relationship with Ethan's mother remained respectful. She invited me to her birthday party a year later. I went with Jack on the condition that Ethan wouldn't be there. I heard through the grapevine that Isabella and Ethan had broken up shortly after the luncheon. Apparently, seeing everyone's disgust made their true love crumble under the pressure of reality. Ethan had married someone else just 6 months later, likely another person he could manipulate. I felt nothing but a distant pity for his new wife, hoping she would find out the truth sooner than I did. My life became my sanctuary. One of my students once asked if I would ever marry again, saying her mom thought I deserved a real prince. I laughed and told her maybe one day, but that I'd already found my own strength, which was more valuable than any prince. I started a journal at my therapist's suggestion, documenting my journey from betrayal to peace. Jack and I grew closer, but we took our time. We traveled together and shared honest conversations. I realized that love isn't about grand gestures. It's about consistent actions and the truth you share in the quiet moments. Ethan never knew what that meant, but Jack did. 5 years have passed since that disastrous first marriage. I am no longer the naive teacher who believed everything she was told. I've learned to trust again, but with wisdom and open eyes. Jack and I eventually married in a small civil ceremony. We focused on the essential rather than a great party. I still live in the house my Aunt Rose left me. Jack lives with me now, but the house remains solely in my name. It isn't that I don't trust him. It's that I've learned the importance of my own financial security, and he has never once suggested otherwise. He respects my decisions, and that respect is the bedrock of our life together. I often walk past the Oaks. I don't feel pain anymore, I feel gratitude. As if I hadn't seen those tapes, I would have signed my home away to Ethan. I would have lost everything I worked for. Life taught me that not every loss is bad. Losing Ethan was the best thing that ever happened to me because it cleared the way for something real. My father still stops by to help in the garden, and my mother still brings over her famous pies. We've built a community. Mrs. Gable and I are still friends, and she often tells me how proud she is of the woman I've become. I am an architect of my own fate now, building a future on truth and self-respect. Today, as I sit on my porch watching the sun set over the Savannah Oaks, I am at peace. The betrayal was the fire that forged me into the woman I am today, stronger, wiser, and finally, truly happy. My story didn't end. It was a new beginning in a house that I reclaimed as my own. I am Claire, and I am finally, truly home. Looking back, I see how each difficult moment was leading me to this peace. I've learned that you cannot build a home on a foundation of lies. It must be built on honesty, respect, and mutual support. I am grateful for the truth, even though it was painful at first. It set me free to find the life I deserve. The garden is in full bloom now, filled with the flowers I love. Every time I water them, I am reminded of the growth that can come from even the most difficult soil. Jack often joins me, and we spend our evenings talking about our day and planning our future. It's a simple life, but it's ours. We don't need grand gestures or public displays of affection. We have the quiet certainty of our love. I've also become a mentor to some of the younger teachers at the school. I share my experiences with them, not just about teaching, but about life and relationships. I want them to know that they are strong and capable, and that they should never settle for less than they deserve. It's rewarding to see them grow and gain confidence. My life has a sense of purpose that I never thought possible. Sometimes I think about what my life would have been like if I had stayed with Ethan. I would have been living a lie, constantly trying to please a man who didn't value me. I would have eventually lost my home and my sense of self. That thought makes me appreciate Jack even more. He sees me for who I am, and he loves me for it. He doesn't want anything from me except my happiness. Savannah is a beautiful city, and I love walking through its historic squares. The old buildings and the mossy trees have a sense of permanence that I find comforting. They've seen so much history, so many stories of love and betrayal. My story is just one of many, but it's the one that mattered to me. I've made my mark on this city, and I'm proud of the life I've built here with Jack. The Charles River is a peaceful place to spend an afternoon. I often go there to reflect on my journey and to enjoy the beauty of nature. The water is always moving, always changing, just like life itself. I've learned to go with the flow, to accept the changes as they come. I'm no longer afraid of the future. I know that I have the strength and the resilience to handle whatever comes my way. My journal is almost full now. Writing down my thoughts and feelings has been a cathartic experience. It's allowed me to process the pain of the past and to focus on the joy of the present. I've learned so much about myself through this process. I'm more self-aware, more compassionate, and more grateful. I've become the woman I was always meant to be. I'm proud of the progress I've made. Every Sunday, Jack and I have dinner with my parents. It's a tradition that we all cherish. We talk, we laugh, and we enjoy each other's company. It's a reminder of the importance of family and the strength of the bonds we share. My parents have been my rock throughout this whole experience. I don't know what I would have done without them. I'm so lucky to have them in my life. I recently received a letter from Ethan's mother. She told me that Ethan is struggling and that he's made many more mistakes. She expressed her regret for the pain he caused me and thanked me again for my kindness. I felt a twinge of sadness for her, but I also felt a sense of closure. I've moved on from that part of my life, and I'm focused on the future. I wish her well, but I have no desire to see Ethan again. The school year is coming to an end, and I'm looking forward to the summer break. Jack and I are planning a trip to the mountains. We're excited to spend some time in nature, hiking, and exploring. It'll be a chance to disconnect from the world and to reconnect with each other. I'm grateful for the opportunities we have to travel and to see the world together. It's one of the things I love most about our life. Looking back at the Saturday luncheon, I realized it was the turning point in my life. It was the moment I chose to stand up for myself and to expose the truth. It was a terrifying experience, but it was also empowering. It gave me the courage to walk away from a toxic relationship and to start a new life. I'm grateful for the strength I found that day. It's a strength that I still carry with me. Savannah is at its best in the spring. The azaleas are in bloom and the air is filled with the scent of jasmine. It's a magical time of year, and I love spending my weekends in the garden. Jack and I are working on a new project, building a small pond. It's a labor of love, and we're enjoying the process. It's another way we're making this house our own. We're building a life together, one project at a time. I often think about Aunt Rose and the legacy she left me. This house is more than just a building. It's a symbol of her love and her belief in me. I'm honored to be its caretaker, and I'm doing my best to honor her memory. I think she'd be proud of the woman I've become and the life I've built here. I'm grateful for her generosity and for the chance to call this place home. My students continue to inspire me with their curiosity and their enthusiasm. They are the future, and I'm honored to be a part of their journey. I hope I'm making a difference in their lives, just as they're making a difference in mine. Teaching is more than just a job. It's a calling. I'm grateful for the opportunity to share my passion for history with them and to help them understand the world around them. Jack and I often spend our evenings on the porch, watching the fireflies and listening to the sounds of the night. It's a peaceful way to end the day. We don't need a lot of excitement or entertainment. We're content with each other's company and the beauty of our surroundings. We've found a sense of peace and contentment that we never thought possible. We're truly blessed. I've started a small business selling my garden's herbs and flowers at the local market. It's a small venture, but it brings me a lot of joy. I love meeting new people and sharing my passion for gardening with them. It's another way I'm connecting with the community and making a mark on this city. I'm proud of the success I've had so far, and I'm excited to see where this business takes me. Looking back at my life, I see how every experience, both good and bad, has led me to this point. The pain of the past has made me appreciate the joy of the present. The betrayal has made me value honesty and respect. I'm a stronger, wiser, and more compassionate woman because of everything I've been through. I'm grateful for the journey, even the difficult parts. It's made me who I am today. Savannah is a city of stories, and mine is just one of many. But it's a story of resilience, hope, and the power of love. I hope it inspires others to find their own strength and to never give up on their dreams. I'm a survivor, and I'm proud of it. I've reclaimed my life and my home, and I'm living my best life with the man I love. Everything has worked out in the end. The summer break has finally arrived, and Jack and I are heading to the mountains. I'm looking forward to the fresh air and the stunning views. It'll be a chance to relax and to recharge. I'm grateful for the time off and for the opportunity to spend it with Jack. We have so many adventures planned, and I can't wait to see what the summer holds. Life is good, and I'm enjoying every moment of it. Aunt Rose's house is a sanctuary for me. It's a place where I feel safe and loved. I've filled it with memories of our life together, and it's a constant reminder of the happiness we found here. Jack and I are so lucky to have this place to call home. We're grateful for the chance to build a life together in such a beautiful setting. We're making our mark on this house, and it's making its mark on us. My father still stops by to help in the garden, and my mother still brings over her famous pies. It's a tradition that we all cherish. We talk, we laugh, and we enjoy each other's company. It's a reminder of the importance of family and the strength of the bonds we share. My parents have been my rock throughout this whole experience. I don't know what I would have done without them. I'm so lucky to have them in my life. I recently received a letter from a former student. She thanked me for my mentorship and told me how much I influenced her life. I was deeply moved by her words. It's a reminder of the impact we can have on others, even when we don't realize it. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have been a part of her journey and for the chance to make a difference in her life. It's one of the reasons I love teaching. Jack and I are planning our next adventure, a trip to Europe. We've always wanted to see the historic cities and the beautiful landscapes. We're excited to experience new cultures and to create new memories together. I'm grateful for the opportunities we have to travel and to see the world. It's one of the things I love most about our life. We're making the most of every moment, and I'm loving every second of it. Looking back at the last 5 years, I see how much I've grown and changed. I'm more confident, more resilient, and more grateful. I've learned to trust my instincts and to stand up for what I believe in. I found a sense of peace and contentment that I never thought possible. I'm proud of the woman I've become and the life I've built with Jack. Everything has worked out for the best. Savannah is a city that I am proud to call home. It's a beautiful place with a rich history and a vibrant culture. I've made so many wonderful friends here, and I've built a life that I love. I'm grateful for the opportunities this city has given me and for the people who have supported me along the way. I'm a part of this community, and I'm proud of the contribution I'm making. I'm happy to be here. The azaleas are in bloom again, and the air is filled with the scent of jasmine. It's a magical time of year, and I love spending my weekends in the garden. Jack and I are working on a new project, building a small greenhouse. It's a labor of love, and we're enjoying the process. It's another way we're making this house our own. We're building a life together, one project at a time. We're truly happy. Aunt Rose's legacy continues to inspire me. Her belief in me gave me the courage to stand up for myself and to reclaim my life. I'm honored to be its caretaker, and I'm doing my best to honor her memory. I think she'd be proud of the woman I've become and the life I've built here. I'm grateful for her generosity and for the chance to call this place home. She was a remarkable woman. My students continue to amaze me with their resilience and their hope. They are the future, and I'm honored to be a part of their journey. I hope I'm making a difference in their lives, just as they're making a difference in mine. Teaching is more than just a job, it's a calling. I'm grateful for the opportunity to share my passion for history with them and to help them understand the world. Jack and I often spend our evenings on the porch, watching the sun set over the Savannah Oaks. It's a peaceful way to end the day. We don't need a lot of excitement or entertainment. We're content with each other's company and the beauty of our surroundings. We've found a sense of peace and contentment that we never thought possible. We're truly blessed and happy with our life together. I've started writing a book about my journey. I want to share my story with others and to offer hope to those who are going through similar struggles. It's a story of resilience, love, and the power of truth. I hope it inspires others to find their own strength and to never give up on their dreams. I'm a survivor, and I'm proud of it. Everything has worked out in the end, and I'm finally happy. I am Claire. I am a survivor. I am a wife, a daughter, and a teacher. I am the architect of my own destiny, and I am finally home. The evening is quiet. The oak trees of the savannah gently rustle in the wind. I close my eyes and feel deep gratitude for everything I have been through. Life is beautiful, and I am ready for the next chapter. Thank you for being with me on this journey. Remember, the truth always sets you free. Forgive and be happy.